Hey guys, my name is Naija and welcome back to my channel, Caffeinated Nooks. If you guys couldn't tell by the title of this video, I'm just gonna show you guys and give you guys quite a little bit of a summary of the books that I've been reading during my few month long reading slump. If you guys didn't know, I was in a reading slump for quite a while. I even posted a video, a little vlog recently where I read some of the Percy Jackson series and I read the first book in the Magnolia Park series, and I was trying to get out of a reading slump. Did I successfully get out of it in that video? No. But am I out of it at this current point in time? Yes, I am. Trying to thrive in my reading life, but you know, school's taken away from that. I have a few books, it's not a lot, but I thought I'd give you guys just a little peek into it because I think I read some really good books during this time. So I'm gonna kind of try to go in the order that I've been reading them. We'll see. First book that I read is Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I read the first book, I think it was It Happened One Summer, and when I found out there was another book with Hannah and Fox, I was like, I really did like Hannah and I really did like Fox, and I felt like the banter was going to be so much fun and so much better. So I read it. So essentially, because I don't want to ruin it, spoil it, and I feel like the back is long as hell. It's like a fucking mini essay. But basically this book was about Hannah, who is Piper from the first book It Happened One Summer's sister, and Fox, who was Brendan's from the first book's best friend. I don't know how I felt about this book, honestly. I'm gonna give it like a 3 stars, to be honest. Maybe a 2.8 to 3 star. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. Like, I thought it was gonna give me everything I wanted and everything I needed more than the first book, but I actually think maybe I enjoyed the first book a lot more. Yeah. And I wasn't expecting that. I was like, I'm gonna read this book, I'm gonna like this book so much more than the first book. That's not the truth. Basically, Hannah, who works for this production guy, and he's producing this movie and he needs new ideas basically, and Hannah like recommends the town of Westport, which was, if you read the first book, the town that Piper was sent after she fucked up, and Hannah decided to go with her as her sister. She was like, you're my sister, I'm not gonna let you go by yourself, like we don't even know this town. So when it was time to recommend like places for the movie, Hannah recommends Westport, and then she ends up having to like set up everything there for them to be able to film, and she needs a place to stay, and she ends up staying with Fox. Fox is Brendan's best friend, and Hannah and him got decently close during the time that she was in Westport. When Brendan was trying to, you know, be alone with Piper, Fox would like go out with Hannah so that Brendan can have time with Piper, and they ended up developing this weird connection through music, and we get to see their relationship play out. I didn't really care for the book. The first book, at least I can say it was a fun read. Like it was predictable, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. This book just wasn't it. The spice was not as spicy. I'm not even a spice girl. Like, I don't even care for spice. But after reading the first book and knowing how Fox was, I was just like, it might have a little bit more spice in the first book. Absolutely not. Not that I remember. It's crazy because I can't even remember the spice in this book, and I can't. And I remember the spice in the first book. Then it kind of went into this whole thing about Fox, you know, being like his father but not really being like his father, and how women just want him, and how he's had to deal with that over his course of his life, and sad things maybe, but like it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. So the next book I pulled through and read is when I was the beginning of my reading slump, and this is The Grim Reaper's Lawyer by Monique. I don't know how to pronounce her first name, I'm so sorry. This book, like a guilty pleasure. Like, it wasn't like the best written book, it wasn't my favorite book that I read during this slump, but it was definitely like a fun read, honestly. And you know, I love me a black author. I love me a book written by a black author and a book with a black main character. So basically what happens is this lawyer right here, her name is Joyce. I don't think she really enjoys her life from what we've read in the first part of the book, but you know, she's a lawyer nonetheless, and she's just trying to get by. Has a pretty normal life. She gets a case and is with some bad people that she has to represent, and they end up taking her out. She ends up meeting a Grim Reaper, and basically, essentially, he asks her for help. He needs a lawyer. I don't want to talk about exactly what he like did, because I don't think it was like mentioned in the back, so I don't really want to spoil it. Grim Reaper, his name is Aiden, up in the Grim Reaper place where it's like, oh, these are where the Grim Reapers are, and this is how many Grim Reapers, and this is the different levels of Grim Reapers. We have these kind of Grim Reapers, we have it. It was a cute moment. She ends up helping him, and they end up falling in love, and there is some spice, I believe. It's not like the most spiciest thing, but it is a little tiny bit. I thought it was just a cute book to read to get me out of my slump. I think I gave it like a 4-star just because it was fun, just because it was a fun read. I was like, oh, this is kind of different, this is fun. Like when she died, she was like, finally I'm free from being a lawyer. And then he was like, I need a lawyer. She was like, no, I'm good. I left that behind me. I don't want to do that no more. Being a lawyer got me taken out. I'm here because I was a lawyer. Like, I would not do that again. Like, I'm good off that. And he's like, you want to go to hell or you want to be my lawyer? She's like, I'll go to hell. And she went to hell. She was like, actually, I'll be your lawyer. Not the greatest written book I've ever read, but definitely fun. Definitely like, oh my God. You know, it's just fun to have that book that's just fun. Just read, you don't have to think too far into it. There's not world building, there's not anything crazy, and I love world building. The next book that I read is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. So basically, in this company, it's a publishing company, and there are 2 CEOs or co-CEOs, and then they have like 2 executive assistants, and that is where Lucy and Joshua come in, and they kind of hate each other. There's a position that comes up for someone to get a higher role, and they're fighting for it. Lucy is very much so just like chill, colorful, fun. Joshua is very predictable, very like we see the differences in how, you know, opposites attract, essentially. It's a really good book. I think that later on chapters, when the love starts blooming and things start happening, I was like, we learned a lot about Joshua throughout the book, and like his family and his previous career path and how that affects his relationship with his family, as well as that there's a part in the book about one of his family members. Oh, I can't say. I think I liked the ending. And a lot of romance books though, I never really liked the endings because I'm a fantasy reader girl. So after every fantasy book, there's always a plot twist. Like, it's like, oh, you know, I said this on TikTok. I was like, in fantasy books, people be like, oh, everybody lived happily ever. However, but there's somebody lurking, planning and plotting on their demise, and we'll find out in the next book. Like, you know what I mean? That romance books are not like that. So I always have like an issue with the endings of romance books, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, so what's the plot twist? Who was waiting for the last minute to spin this shit on his back? You know what I mean? It was cute. The romance had me giggling and kicking my feet. I was like, girl, I would give this book a 4-star as well. So now I'm gonna go through the series that I'm reading, and then I'm gonna go through the next book, because I'm not done with the series, but this was what I was reading while I was going through my little reading slump. But it was like pushing me through it because the series is so good. And you guys probably know the series, and that is the Percy Jackson series. Guys, this series gives me life. I'm currently reading the 4th book, and I'm almost done with this, so I will be moving on to the 5th book, and I will be done with the series until I get that new book that supposedly came out recently or within the last year or so. But these books single-handedly like pushed me through the reading slump. This is a Percy Jackson series by Riordan. If you did not know, now you know. It follows just the life of Percy Jackson, finding out that he is this demigod, this half-blood, and his adventures with his friends, Grover, Annabeth, and others. God, I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but Grover and Annabeth are like the constants in his like adventures. I just love it. I love the friendship. I love the trust that is built between all of him and his friends. I love how he's just a natural born leader. How he figures out shit. Like, he be like, damn, we might die, but let me try to figure this out. I really do enjoy this series. I love Percy as a character. He is like my crush. I read the 1st book when I was younger, because I didn't read the whole series. I read the 1st book when I was younger, so when I got older, I was like, let me reread the whole series. And I remember when I was younger, I was in love with Percy Jackson. He was one of my first book crushes besides like Harry Potter, and I still love this man to death. I'm so happy that I picked up the series and read it. One, because I bought it, and then I found out that Annabeth was going to be a black woman in the new show on Disney Plus, and I was like, actually, who gonna be my ass about it? Yeah, so I was like, I definitely have to read it. I'm reading it as I'm going through it. I just feel like I'm a part of it, and I think Riordan has just this way of writing characters that makes you feel like these are your best friends, and writing a world that makes you feel like you're a part of it, like you're traveling with them through it. Like, I'm in there fighting these monsters like Mr. Percy Jackson and Annabeth. I would not be out here fighting no monsters. I'm so sorry about it. Percy is just like, I just want to protect the people that I care about. I don't have this massive goal to be this king or this person of huge importance. I just want to survive, and I just want to save my friends, and I just want to protect the people that I care about. And that is Percy's ultimate goal. And I think as we get through the book, we just find so many different things about him, and we are actually growing with him, which is insane. Each book starts out with like a different year, so the next summer, because they have the summer camp Half-Blood. We're growing with him, you know what I mean? I'm technically not growing with him. So 3 books that I did read, I read The Lightning Thief, I read The Sea of Monsters, and I read The Titan Curse. All of these are really good. I would recommend it to everyone and anyone and everyone, and I don't want to really give like a huge synopsis about what the book is about, because there's so much happening in the books, and I'm reading the 4th book, and I don't want to put nothing out there. And each book already is a 5-star rating. I've read all 3 of these books, and I'm reading the 4th book right now, and I will be on the 5th book hopefully by tonight. 100% some of my favorite books ever. I really do enjoy these books. I really do enjoy these characters, and I can't wait to see where we end up. And the last book is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. If you guys want to know my true and unfiltered opinions about this book, I would recommend that you go watch my most recent vlog that I posted, because you will see the range of emotions that I went through, and you'll understand why I am the way I am right now, the way I am about this book. Magnolia Parks pissed me off. Not the whole book, well, the whole book, but the character Magnolia Parks pissed me off to no end. This is basically like a dual point of view between Magnolia Parks and BJ. I have a lot of opinions on BJ, and I can't wait for Magnolia to get her lick back, but at the end of the day, this is a story about their love. No matter how toxic or insane or crazy that love is, I think this love was toxic, insane, and crazy, and stupid as hell. So we just see this like merry-go-round of the same shit happening, and that's what was really pissing me off, because it was like a cycle, and it was happening over and over again throughout the course of the book. And this book is like 400 pages. How many pages is this book? Like 400 pages. Why am I seeing the same shit over 400 pages? But it was also like the writing was so beautiful. The way that each one of them described their love for each other was something magical, even though the whole shit was ghetto. I said it in my review. Not a lot of people are gonna call it ghetto because it's white people. Well, Magnolia is mixed, but it's, for the most part, it's white people in London who are rich. So nobody's gonna be like, oh, this is ghetto. No, but this is ghetto. This is a hood love story if these people were rich. And I'm telling y'all, because it needs to be said. But he was like, she's my sun, moon, and stars out here being a snake. I give this book a 5-star. I think I gave it a 4.5. But now that I'm really talking so passionately about it, I'm gonna give it a 5-star. So those are the books that I've read during my reading slump, most of which I am very passionate about, and I think that they are some really good books, and I think that you guys should check them out. But yeah, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed making it. If you really like the video, please make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the little notification bell to get notifications of when I upload, so you get to see more of me and my content. Also, if you want to see more of me, you can always follow me on my social media. I am always on my Instagram. I'm always on TikTok. And you guys can see me more there. Also, down in the comment section down below, comment if you've read any of these books, if you're planning to read any of these books, and what were your opinions. I'm excited. As per usual, if you guys want to see a list of the books that I mentioned in this video, they will be linked down in the description box below, as well as my social media. Like I stated, go and follow me on that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.